And welcome to My Take YouTube. Now, you see my radio show. It's on every weekday from 3 to 4 Eastern Time. Anytime during this program you want to join the gang, you get the membership free for 10 days, and you get my color-coded technology chart. That's the chart that makes all our buy-sell decisions for us, and it works. Now, and you get that for 10 days as well. Let's talk about where we are now with the stock market after it's been a few weeks and the market's now up to 2,900. The first thing we should talk about is how did we get to 2,900, because they're lying about that. First of all, the market got to 2,900 because, see the shorts here? When we shorted the market with our gang members and everybody else shorted the market, we made a lot of money. But we had to buy the stocks that we shorted. That's how it works. We're going to short a stock at $80. It goes down to 40. We got to buy it at 40 to make the difference. And that pushes up the stock market. So that was about half of the gains that we've had already, okay? The other half of the gains came from the usual FANG stocks and Microsoft and Apple, 6 stocks. That's what pushed the market up. But it's running out of steam, running out of volume, running out of energy. Why? Because the banks are not leading. You got the wrong leadership, the banks. You need the banks leading. But the banks aren't making any money because the banks, remember, interest rates are near zero, and therefore they can't make money. So what they've been doing, the Federal Reserve, is printing money, and they've been printing money right here. You see the money being printed, and they've been giving the money to the banks, and they've been paying the banks to hold on the money for 4 to 5%. Now, what's this money going to do? Well, remember, the stock market rally stopped here because the fundamentals of companies are gone. The fundamentals don't work anymore. I mean, you used to buy a stock because of the PE ratio or because of the price to sales, price to book, return on assets, return on equity, so we could judge management. We used to always look at free cash flow, margins, but don't matter anymore. Nobody cares about fundamentals anymore to push the stock up because they're pushing stock up with money, right? Called stock buybacks. And the market has rallied with stock buybacks until now. That's where the problem is, because corporations, they borrowed so much money, about $9-10 trillion on their balance sheet, they can't borrow anymore. So stock buybacks is stalled, and so has the market at 2,900. They need to break out and get to 3,100 to prove to everybody the market's healthy. So the plunger team came up with a story over the weekend. Let's send Powell out, and we'll tell him to go on 60 Minutes and tell everybody not to worry, everything's fine. We got a printing machine, and we're going to print all the money we have, and we can do it because it's digital, and we don't have a gold standard, so we'll just print every day all the money. Everything's going to be just fine. Well, the other story was for Monday morning. Boy, they came out with 2 great stories Monday morning. One, that they're going to keep printing money forever, and the other one is, oh, by the way, we have a company, Moderna, that they found a vaccine. Moderna found a vaccine. Yeah, very promising. It's going to be approved pretty soon. Boy, the stock shot up 28%. And then because of the story, we're going to print all the money, never have to worry again, the market went up 1,000 points. Well, thank God the cooler has prevailed, because the professionals said, wait, hold on here. What are you talking about? First of all, if you're going to print all this money and you're going to replace the fundamentals with the money and put the money in the stock market instead of fundamentals, that's not going to work for very long, because by printing all this money, you're creating this tremendous inflation, which is killing the dollar in everybody's wallet, savings, retirement. You're killing it. You're killing the dollar. You're killing the purchasing price power of that dollar. That's not going to work. So I don't know. And by the way, Monday morning when we had the stock, the vaccines stock go up, and we had the 1,000-point rally, gold went down for a little bit. How stupid was that? But remember, when Tuesday came, everybody started to think about it and said, wait a minute, this is ridiculous. Gold is up now to an all-time new high, by the way. So the story that they came out with, the vaccine, with the printing of the money, not to worry, we're going to print all this money and we're going to keep the stock market going up, and you, the 1 percentile, keep on buying. Well, we couldn't break out yesterday. So now they're perplexed. So now they're saying, okay, what we got to do is keep coming up with stories. And let's keep coming up with stories like we did with, hey, we're ready to sign a trade agreement with China. Remember how we do that every day and move the market up? Let's start doing that. Every day we'll come up with another pharmaceutical company that's close to getting a vaccine, and people will buy into that, and we can break out to 3,100. So every day they're going to come up with more stories to try to break out of this critical 2,900. Because if we don't break out of 2,900 very shortly, then through the summer the market's going to drop, come right down, and we're going to go right through this low right here. So that's where we are. They got to create stories to break out of 2,900. The stories will be a constant. We got a vaccine. And the other story is going to be not to worry. We don't need fundamentals. We'll keep pushing money into the stock market, printing and putting into the stock market to take the place of fundamentals, and the fundamentals will catch up. I mean, what a bunch of BS that is. But that's what they're thinking right now. It's going to destroy the dollar, the purchase. But they don't care. Let me tell you why they don't care. Because they only care, everything they do is for what? To move the stock market up. Okay, not to help Main Street. Main Street, 70% of the people on Main Street are paycheck to paycheck. About 40% of the people on Main Street make $20,000 a year or less. They're not doing anything for them. They could care less about Main Street. They're focusing on one thing: keep printing money and keep pushing the stock market up for the 1 percentile. That's everything that's coming out of the White House. That's all they think about, the 1%, 1%. Now they're talking about cutting corporate taxes again. Cut them another 50%. Well, remember, the last 50% tax cut doesn't help the 70% of the people that are, and 137 million people working. Of the 137 million people working, 70% of them working paycheck to paycheck. It doesn't help the 45% of the population who are making $20,000 a year or less. Doesn't help them. There's no gains there. It only helps one group, the stock market, the 1 percentile. So that's what their plan is now. So watch the market, listen to the stories, and if they break out, run towards 3,100, if you're with us, you're going to be just fine. Why? Because with us, you're going to know when to buy, when to sell, and when to run like hell. That's what you're going to know, because our color-coded chart will tell us. So when the market goes up, here you are, 2,900. If it goes up, if it's green, we buy. If it turns red, comes down, we sell short. The chart is never wrong. The color-coded chart tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. But better, tells you when to sell short, how to make money when the market's going down. So that's the story. So watch this 2,900 area and watch this 3,100 area up here. This is key. Can they break out? Because if they don't break out shortly, then we'll come back down, and all through the summer we'll break through this low right here and keep going lower. But we don't care, because we're always on the right side of the move because of our color-coded technology chart. You can use it for 10 days free. That's 2 trading weeks, and you get a free membership for 10 days. Check it out. See you on the charts.